Louisiana bracing for Hurricane Laura, a catastrophic storm that keeps gaining power. And Tara, what kind of impacts are we going to see here?
We are going to see some of that leftover tropical moisture, rain that could lead to some flooding in spots and a little bit of wind, maybe a few stronger storms. So I'm going to time that out, talk all about it here coming up. But we start with the dry scan for now on Fox 46 radar after what was a hotter day compared to the nice stretch of 80s that we've gotten kind of used to out there lately. But we broke out with a lot more sunshine today and we hit 93 degrees. Of course, once you factored in that humidity, it felt like it was around 100 in spots. And even though temperatures are in the 70s and 80s out there right now, it's going to be right back into the 90s we go for tomorrow afternoon. More humidity, and that could lead to a few more hit or miss storms, even around parts of the Charlotte metro. And then especially Friday night and just the first half of the weekend on Saturday, that's when we are going to be tracking some of Laura's remnants, widespread rain in spots, a couple of stronger storms, and yes, some windy conditions. Hurricane Laura will likely go down in history as the strongest hurricane to hit Louisiana if it stays on this forecast and the path here, because it has gotten even stronger over the past several hours here. That sustained wind speed, 150 miles an hour. And I plotted, these are the hurricane hunters flying around and into the system, the center of the storm, and the surface pressure continues to decrease. Also another sign of it getting even stronger. Look at just the monster of a system that it is. That center of circulation is situated about 90 miles to the south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. So it will make that landfall, unfortunately, in the dark of night over the next several hours, going into the overnight there, possibly still as a Category 4, and then weaken rapidly as it pushes over land. We've got it as a tropical storm over parts of Arkansas before it takes that hard right turn going into the weekend, pushing in some of that tropical moisture and into the Carolinas. And you can see that happening. So here we are Saturday. In the wee hours of Saturday morning, most of the widespread heavier rain is still off to our west. But you can see with the darker green there, some of that working its way into the mountains down toward the Charlotte area, across the northern tier of the state, before it pushes out for Sunday. So Sunday is going to be the drier half of the weekend. Here comes the front too, and that's what's helping sweep it out and making it take that hard right turn. Now the future rainfall, we could see some rainfall totals on the order of up to an inch, even a little more though. It is a possibility. So this forecast track is still, as we always say, not set in stone. It's still subject to change, but especially in the mountains, that's where we could take on some flooding issues going into Saturday as the wind picks up at the same time. Not yet tomorrow, but by the end of the day on Friday, we'll get some of the sustained wind speeds around 5, close to 15 plus miles an hour. But in the mountains especially, we could have a wind advisory at least being issued with some of those stronger gusts around 40 to 45 mile an hour range. So Friday night into Saturday, that's kind of the time frame to watch when we could have some stronger storms. Again, breezy conditions for that first half of the weekend. Sunday is the drier half as you're planning things, maybe outside, and then the daily shower and storm chances return going into the first half of next week with those highs mainly in the 80s.